you think that the Commissioner is playing quite a clever political game? I mean, game maybe is not the right word, but he's obviously pressing the Home Secretary on more additional powers within his force. I mean, a lot of people would be perhaps surprised to hear him say that he hasn't got sufficient leeway, as he described it, to deal with his own officers.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely right as well. You know, we've got to give him a chance to get this right in the first place. And secondly, it's been well known for years that, you know, you have people that you identify, and it happened to me a number of times. You identify officers that have been involved in wrongdoing, and the process that it takes to investigate them. And then but perhaps even, you know, there's obvious, clear evidence that offences have been committed, or, you know, whether they be very serious discipline offences or actually criminal offences. To get them to that point of sacking takes such a long time, you know, even when they've admitted it in the first instance. And he's quite right when he talks about these independent tribunals that can actually reinstate somebody afterwards. You know, and that can't be right. It should be realistically like anything else, where you see something which is clear and obvious, it's wrongdoing, and that person should be dismissed immediately.
And is part of this process, and Labour have touched on this as a bit of a political football, the vetting procedures, still no national vetting sort of template, if you like. So maybe an officer will have been vetted at a regional force, moves to the Met. What happens? I mean, are they re-vetted at that stage, or can they just go into the Met with perhaps these things not coming to light?
Well, I mean, this is a big problem, and I think it's probably one of the biggest priorities is vetting. I mean, the levels of vetting that used to happen. I'm not somebody that stands there and swings an old blue lamp to say things used to be better, but there were certain times where you had 7 levels of vetting before you even could take the uniform. You know, people coming to your house and looking at your neighbours and looking at your associates, and you know, speaking to your parents and looking at where you live, and then you're going into Hendon for 5 months, where that triage a lot of officers that weren't suitable. Those things have all gone now. So you literally are within this paper administration of applications, and then going into your role if you pass that. So this has caused a problem, in my opinion, going back years, where we've taken away that kind of process of vetting, which helped identify people at a very early stage. Yes, people would get through. When you cross over from force to force, because you're already sort of branded, if you like, a police officer, the vetting levels aren't necessarily as high as they would be. So, and that can cause a problem. But the intelligence that comes with that person should follow them, obviously, and you should be able to see that. But, you know, I still think there's, and I think everyone does, the level of vetting needs to be much, much stronger.
Simon, thank you very much indeed for bringing us your reaction to that. And, of course, we'll see how Sir Mark continues with this campaign, as it appears to be. Thank you very much indeed.